Prabhu Nityanand, Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaurabhaktavind. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we're going to continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 4, Text 33. Do you remember? Does anyone remember what we read yesterday?
We read yesterday that by devotional service, bhakti, one can see the personality of Godhead, the Supreme Personal Godhead, or he can be with Krishna. Bhaktyamam abhijanati. And then there are 9 different modes of bhakti, forms of bhakti, offering prayers, hearing. So Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, and Atmanivedam. Nivedanam. So Krishna protects his devotees, his pure devotees. So it is an offense at the lotus feet of a Vaishnava if you commit this offense. It's a Vaishnava aparad. So we can compare this aparad to a mad elephant entering a garden, destroying.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, Lord Chaitanya said that's mad elephant offense, to commit offense at the lotus feet of a Vaishnava. Krishna takes it personally. Then the only way we can get rid of it is by asking for forgiveness from the devotee and incessantly chanting the holy name. Incessant chanting. So we'll continue reading. So then Lord Vishnu, they were not able to see him, but they heard him. And Prabhupada says that's as good as seeing him. And he's told them, okay, don't worry, I'm going to come. I'm going to come soon and help you get free from this clutches of Hiraṇyakaśipu. And then we started reading how Prahlad Maharaj is such a saintly devotee, even though his father is a demon, Hiraṇyakaśipu. He has such divine qualities. So we're going to continue reading. Nodvigna chito vyasaneshu nispraha.
Nodvigna chito vyasaneshu nispraha.
Shruteshu dristeshu guneshu avastudrik.
Avastudrik.
Dantendriya prana sharira di sada.
Dantendriya prana sharira di sada.
Prashanta kamo rahita suro sura.
Prashanta kamo rahita suro shura.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Although Prahlad Maharaj was born in a family of Asuras, he himself was not an Asura, but a great devotee of Lord Vishnu. Unlike the other Asuras, he was never envious of Vaishnavas. He was not agitated when put into danger, and he was neither directly nor indirectly interested in the fruitive activities described in the Vedas. Indeed, he considered everything material to be useless, and therefore he was completely devoid of material desires. He always controlled his senses and life air, and being of steady intelligence and determination, he subdued all lusty desires. From this verse, we discover that a man is not qualified or disqualified simply by birth. Prahlad Maharaj was an asura by birth, yet he possessed all the qualities of a perfect Brahmana. Brahmanya Shila Sampanna. Anyone can become a fully qualified Brahmana under the direction of a spiritual master. Prahlad Maharaj provided a vivid example of how to think of the spiritual master and accept his directions calmly. So Prahlad Maharaj is a asura by birth, but by his qualification, he is a Brahmana, he is a pure devotee. So how can we explain? How can we explain that the qualification is not by birth? Any example you can think of?
Vritasur, right? Also was
Vritrasur
asur.
also, yes. Oh, yes, very good. Yes,
He was a
yeah,
demon, but he was a devotee.
yes, that's right. Yes, thank you. Yeah. And we are seeing that here, what are the qualities, some qualities of Prahlad Maharaj?
He had no enemies,
Yeah,
never envious.
never envious. No enemies, never envious. He's not fearful when he is in danger.
And not
And
interested, and it's neither directly not indirectly interested in the fruitive activities.
yeah,
Described
so in the Karma Kanda, he is not interested in this Karma
Yes.
Kanda, what is
Yeah.
so much mentioned in the Vedas. And what else?
He considered everything material to be useless. So he was devoid of material desires,
Yeah,
and he controlled his senses and life air. And being steady intelligence and determination, he subdued all lusty desires.
yeah, so such a great personality, you know.
Mm.
Wow. So going on. Yasmin Mahad Guna Rajan.
Yasmin Mahad Rajan.
Graha Grahayante Kavibhir Moho.
Grihyanti
कविभिः मोह
Nate Dhuna Pidhiyante.
Nate Duna Vidiyante
Yatha Bhagavatishvare.
Yatha
यथा
Bhagavati Ishwari.
O King, Prahlad Maharaj's good qualities are still glorified by learned saints and Vaishnavas. As all good qualities are always found existing in the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they also exist forever in his devotee Prahlad Maharaj. So Narad Muni is telling Yudhishthir Maharaj 5,000 years ago that Prahlad Maharaj is still glorifying. Until today, we are still glorifying Prahlad Maharaj. So we can see the fame of a devotee, you know, eternally famous. Millions and millions of years, for yugas and yugas, he's famous. From authoritative scripture, it is learned that Prahlad Maharaj still lives in Vaikuntha Lok as well as within this material world on the planet Sutala. So he's living in both the places. This is what the scriptures are saying, that he's in Vaikuntha and also in Sutala. This transcendental quality of existing simultaneously in different places is another qualification of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Goloka eva nivasati akhilatma bhuta. The Lord appears in the core of everyone's heart, yet he exists on his own planet, Golok Vrindavan. A devotee acquires qualities almost the same as those of the Lord because of unalloyed devotional service. Ordinary living beings cannot be so qualified but a devotee can be qualified like the Supreme Personality of Godhead, not in full, but partially. So Prabhupada is explaining that Prahlad Maharaj, he's in the spiritual world and also in the material world. He's in Vaikuntha and also in Sutala planet. So one may say, oh, how can that be possible? So Prabhupada is explaining, just as the Supreme Lord, he's there in Golok Vrindavan, and yet he is in everyone's heart as Paramatma. He is in his expansion as Paramatma. He's expanded. So the Lord can completely expand, fully expand. So the living entity, the pure devotee can also expand partially. Prabhupada is saying here, ordinary living beings cannot be so qualified, but a devotee can be qualified, like the Supreme Personality of Godhead, not in full, but partially. So Krishna has all the qualities unlimitedly. The pure devotee gets some of his qualities to 50 qualities, right? 50 qualities. So as the Lord can expand unlimitedly. Devotee can expand partially. That's how he's there in both the places. Is that okay?
Sutala is in the lower planetary.
That's right. Yes.
So even Bali Maharaj, right? When he was.
Yes. Sutala, they're living there. And then Vamandev is the gatekeeper, right? Over there.
Yeah.
He's the gatekeeper, and it seems the opulence of Sutala planet is even more than the planet of Lord Indra, Indralok. So this is the opulence of the pure devotees of the Lord. Oh, I don't know what happened. Let's see. Seems to be, let me see.
Yeah,
Okay,
now it's there.
Yeah, now it's there. Okay. Yam sadhu gatha sadasi.
Yam sadhu gata sadasi.
Ripavopi suran ripa.
Ripavopi suranipa.
Pratimanam prakurvanti.
Pratimanam prakrupakruti.
Kim utanye bhava drishaha.
Kim utanye pavadishaha.
In any assembly where there are discourses about saints and devotees, O King Yudhishthir, even the enemies of the demons, namely the demigods, what to speak of you, would cite Prahlad Maharaj as an example of a great devotee. So everyone, even the demigods are speaking of Prahlad Maharaj. Narad Muni is saying, that because Prahlad Maharaj is a demon, but they are also glorifying. The demigods also glorifying because he's a pure devotee. He doesn't have any demoniac quality.
Demoniac quality, yes, all the divine.
Okay. Guner alam asankhyayar.
Gune alam ansankye.
Ahatmyam tasya suchyate.
Mahatmyam tasya suchyate.
Vasudeve bhagavati.
Vasudeve bhagavati.
Yasya nesar gikirati.
Yes. Kirti.
Who could list the innumerable transcendental qualities of Prahlad Maharaj? He had unflinching faith in Vasudev, Lord Krishna, the son of Vasudev, and unalloyed devotion to him. His attachment to Lord Krishna was natural because of his previous devotional service. Although his good qualities cannot be enumerated, they prove that he was a great soul, Mahatma. So here Narad Muni is praising Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj is his disciple. Narad Muni is the spiritual master. And Prahlad is such a great devotee that even his own spiritual master is praising him so much. In his prayers to the 10 incarnations, Jayadev Goswami says, Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa, Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Prahlad Maharaj was a devotee of Lord Nrsimha, who is Keshav, Krishna himself. Therefore, when this verse says Vasudeve Bhagavate, one should understand that Prahlad Maharaj's attachment for Nrsimhadev was attachment for Krishna, Vasudev, the son of Vasudev. Prahlad Maharaj therefore is described as a great Mahatma, as the Lord himself confirms in Bhagavad Gita 7.19, Bahunam Janmanamante Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate Vasudeva Sarvamiti Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. After many births and deaths, who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare. So Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, Mahatma is one who actually surrenders to Krishna. And a Mahatma is very rare. It takes births and births and births for one to realize that Krishna is God. There's nothing beyond Krishna, and that one has to surrender to Krishna. If one takes the path of knowledge, it takes lifetimes to come to Krishna. So if one takes the path of devotion, one can immediately come to Krishna, immediately following the devotees. So a great devotee of Krishna, the son of Vasudeva, is a great soul very rarely to be found. Prahlad Maharaj's attachment for Krishna will be explained in the next verse. Krishna Grihitatma. Prahlad Maharaj's heart was always filled with thoughts of Krishna. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj is the ideal devotee in Krishna consciousness. Nyasta kridan nako balo.
Nyasta krida nako balo.
Yadavatan manastaya.
Jadavatan manastaya.
Krishna Grihitatma.
Krishna Grihitatma.
Naveda Jagat Idrisham.
Naveda Jagat Idrisham.
From the very beginning of his childhood, Prahlad Maharaj was uninterested in childish playthings. Indeed, he gave them up altogether and remained silent and dull, being fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness. Since his mind was always affected by Krishna consciousness, he could not understand how the world goes on being fully absorbed in the activities of sense gratification. So Prahlad, being such a small boy, he's very grave. He's able to understand things, as we heard in the earlier verse. His mind, his steady intelligence, they're very determined. And here he's always thinking of Krishna, and he's not able to understand that, how this material world is carrying on. Like we are all going on trying to enjoy our senses, and Prahlad Maharaj can't understand this thing. Prahlad Maharaj is the vivid example of a great person fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness. In Caitaniya Caritamita, Madhya 8.274, it is said, Sthavara Jangama dekhe, na dekhe taramurti, sarvatra haya nija ishta deva smriti. A fully Krishna conscious person, although situated in this material world, does not see anything but Krishna anywhere and everywhere. This is the sign of a Mahabhagavat. The Mahabhagavat sees Krishna everywhere because of his attitude of pure love for Krishna. So one who has love for Krishna can see Krishna everywhere because he's seeing this material world. He understands this material world is Krishna, belongs to Krishna. Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, earth, water, air, fire, ether, mind, intelligence, false ego, these are all my energies, Krishna is saying. A mother has love for the child, so she sees the child's bag and she remembers her child. So because the pure devotee has love for Krishna, anywhere he's looking, he's remembering Krishna. As confirmed in the Brahma Samhita 538, Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena, Santa Sadaiva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti, Yam Shama Sundaram Achintya Guna Swarupam Govindam Adi Purusham Tam Aham Bhajami. I worship the primeval Lord Govinda, who's always seen by the devotee, whose eyes are anointed with the pulp of love. He is seen in his eternal form of Sham Sundar, situated within the heart of the devotee. So Lord Brahma is saying this, that one who has love for Krishna can see Krishna everywhere, and he can also see Krishna in his heart. As Sham Sundar, the pure devotee of Krishna, is attracted to the original form of Krishna. An exalted devotee or Mahatma who is rarely to be seen remains fully conscious of Krishna and constantly sees the Lord within the core of his heart. It is sometimes said that when one is influenced by evil stars like Saturn, Rahu, or Ketu, he cannot make advancement in any prospective activity. In just the opposite way, Prahlad Maharaj was influenced by Krishna, the supreme planet, and thus he could not think of the material world and live without Krishna consciousness. This is the sign of a Mahabhagavat. So Srila Prabhupada is saying, sometimes materially when we have affected by these inauspicious planets, Saturn, Rahu, Ketu, like that. Now what happens? Our material life can't progress in it, Things are going bad materially. Can't seem to progress in material life. Cannot think of material world. So here Prahlad Maharaj, he's influenced by Krishna. He's so Krishna conscious, he's not concerned about anything material. He's not thinking about anything material. And Prabhupada is saying this is a Mahabhagavat. Mahabhagavat. Even if one is an enemy of Krishna, a Mahabhagavat sees him to be also engaged in Krishna's service. Another crude example is that everything appears yellow to the jaundiced eye. Similarly to a Mahabhagavat, everyone but himself appears to be engaged in Krishna's service. So Prabhupada is explaining, suppose we wear yellow color tinted glasses. So anything we look, we are going to see yellow. We wear yellow tinted glasses. Everything we'll see will look yellow. Somebody who has jaundice, because the eyes are yellow, everything he'll see will be yellow. So Mahabhagavat, he has love for Krishna. So he's seeing everyone engaged in service of Krishna. But for himself, he says, oh, I'm so fallen. I'm not serving Krishna. That's his humility. He says that everyone is a devotee except me. This is the true humility of a Mahabhagavat. It's not artificial. It's not imitated.
Even an
Prahlad
enemy,
Maharaj.
he sees, right?
Even an enemy. Yeah. Because he's not looking at anyone as an enemy or a friend. He's looking everyone as part of Krishna. And this can't be imitated. The position of a Mahabhagavat. So Prahlad Maharaj is the approved Mahabhagavat, the supreme devotee. In the previous verse, it was stated that he had natural attachment, naisargiki rati. The symptoms of such natural attachment for Krishna are described in this verse. Although Prahlad Maharaj was only a boy, he had no interest in playing. I mean, he's a small boy, You can't stop a small boy from not playing. We have to tell the children, hey, come, don't play anymore. But here, he's a small boy and he's not interested in playing because he's just attracted to Krishna. He's so attached to Krishna. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 11.2.42, Viraktir Anyatracha, the symptom of perfect Krishna consciousness is that one loses interest in all material activities. Also Bhagavatam, earlier canto we read, Uddhav, when he was small, he was not interested in playing. He was always wanting to be with Krishna, serving Krishna. That's the natural attachment that attraction is there so much for Krishna. So for a small boy, or did we do that? Viraktir anyatra. The symptom of perfect Krishna consciousness is that one loses interest in all material activities. For a small boy to give up playing is impossible. But Prahlad Maharaj, being situated in first-class devotional service, was always absorbed in a trance of Krishna consciousness. Just as a materialistic person is always absorbed in thoughts of material gain, a Mahabhagavat like Prahlad Maharaj is always absorbed in thoughts of Krishna. So material person, oh, how I can enjoy, how can I be happy? That's what we are thinking. Our mind is, what can I do to be happy? It may not be so direct. It could be indirect, or what should I eat? When can I sleep? Something about our family. That's our thoughts. But Prahlad Maharaj, his thoughts completely about Krishna. He's so attached to Krishna. What we are attached to, that's what we keep thinking of. Our mind is occupied with our attachment. So what are we attached to? Prahlad Maharaj is attached to Krishna. And we are said that we should also change our attachment and be attached to Krishna. So we can be attached to Krishna by being attached to his devotees. That's what Lord Kapila said. He says that be attached to the devotees. Then we can give up our attachment to the material world. Comments? Questions?
Yeah. When you get attached to devotees, you will hear only about the Lord, about Krishna.
I'm sorry, your voice is breaking, Sneha. I can't hear you very well.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm just thinking, when you get attached to the devotees, so you will hear, right, about Krishna. So then you
Krishna.
will, so your attachment for the material thing will reduce, right?
Yes. That's how we can change our attachment. Right now, we are so attached to the material.
Yes.
So getting attached to the devotee. As you rightly said, when we get attached to the devotee will engage us in hearing about Krishna, chanting about Krishna. Thank you so much. Yeah. And beautiful, no? Prahlad Maharaj's qualities we are hearing. So amazing.
And just because he was in a womb, right, of his mother, and mother was hearing from Narad, right? Narad.
Yes. Yeah.
And imagine the whole thing he listened, in the womb, being in the womb.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right? Yeah. Imagine. Also goes to show, no, that the child in the womb is alive. It's a soul.
Yes. That's why they say, right, when you're pregnant, always listen to, right? Devotional.
Yes.
Things.
Yes, that's right. Because the child is hearing.
Yeah.
Prahlad Maharaj is a proof of that. Yeah. And it's amazing. He's gonna speak. He's gonna give amazing teachings to his friends. As we go on hearing this pastime, it's like very beautiful. The teachings he gives his friends, very good. He's just a small boy and he doesn't want to play, And we can't stop small boys from not playing. It's so difficult to tell small children don't play.
Right. And in the case of Dhruv Maharaj, he wasn't a devotee, but he became, right?
Yes,
because of
that's
the he didn't get to sit on the lap, right, of his father. The stepmother didn't let him, and then he went to his mother, and mother told him that seek help, right? Go and us.
Yeah,
Right? Vishnu.
that's right. Yeah,
And that's how
that's
he
right. So,
was. Yeah.
yeah, that's right. The mother told him, see, even though you're feeling bad about what your stepmother told you, but she's saying the truth, you'll have to go look out for Krishna, Vishnu, because she says that only if you take birth from my womb, you have to tell God to let you take birth from my womb. So Dhruv's real mother tells him that, there's something truth in what she's saying. You need to follow that. Go look for God and he will help you. So also, Dhruv Maharaj is an example of one who comes to Krishna with a material desire of wanting wealth. Dhruv Maharaj said, I want a big kingdom. And he became a pure devotee.
Devotee, yeah.
Yeah, so because Bhagavatam keeps saying, right, even if you are looking for material desire, doesn't matter, you still come to Krishna.
They'll come to, yeah.
So Dhruv Maharaj is an example of a devotee coming to Krishna in distress. Looking for wealth. Looking for wealth. And Lord Chaitanya, he would really relish hearing Bhagavatam, especially the pastime of Dhruv Maharaj and Prahlad Maharaj. He would hear Bhagavatam every day from Gadadhar Pandit. Gadadhar Pandit would recite the Bhagavatam. And when it would be this pastime of Prahlad and Dhruv Maharaj, Lord Chaitanya would tell him, repeat it again. I want to hear it again. Hear it again. Repeatedly, he would hear these pastimes. So, let's stop here for today.
Yeah.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.